The signal, no one answered. It started like a ghost whisper, a signal nobody wanted to hear. The UAHS Defender drifted along the edge of known space, her engines humming through another empty sector, when Amy Carter, communications officer, stiffened in her chair. She waved to Captain Jake Morrison, whose eyes were already growing tired from another night of patrol. Captain, I'm picking up a signal. But it's nothing like I've heard before. It's not Federation. It's not even on any frequency we monitor. She pushed the sound through the bridge speakers. The message was fragmented, woven of soft musical tones and rapid clicking, strange and almost haunting. Science Officer Ben Parker immediately set his console running, trying to untangle the mystery. It's a distress call, Captain, but it's not just a plea. There's a mathematical sequence embedded in the transmission. It looks like he tapped in new filters, his voice tense. They're counting down. This is a timer. Jake's stomach dropped. How long? 18 months, if I'm reading this right. Whatever's happening, they don't have much time. Amy's face was pale as she amplified the transmission. The tones were desperate. Even without words, you could hear the fear. An entire world's hope fading with every cycle. Protocol said they should report unknown signals to Federation Command. Wait for guidance. But Jake had seen too many reports disappear into bureaucracy. He met his crew's eyes, seeing the same uneasy resolve he felt. We go, he said, voice steady. Plot a course for the source. Maximum speed. No one argued. 2 days later, the Defender slid into orbit over a world of green-blue water and glowing clouds. A planet that looked like paradise from above. Ben's scans told another story. Captain, that star is aging 10 times faster. Then it should. This world's got less than a year and a half before the sun blows. Beneath those beautiful oceans lived millions, and Amy had begun to decipher the signal. Their name is the Zalani. They've been calling for help for 2 years. No one answered. The Federation wrote them off. Not enough resources, no strategic value. Jake stared at the vast shimmering sea. We're not turning away, he? Saad, not this time. The crew of the Defender sent a message. We are humans. We are here to help. The reply was almost instantaneous, tones full of awe, relief, and desperate hope. But Jake knew wanting to help and being able to save a world were two very different things. The Council's cold logic 3 days later, Jake Morrison stood before. The human colonial council on Earth, his dress uniform pinching his neck, sweat trickling down his spine. President Rodriguez, sharp-eyed and impossibly calm, scanned his report. 80,000 Zalani? She asked. Underwater cities? They want evacuation? Defense Secretary Hamilton barely looked up. Impossible. Risky. And what is it? Get us. Federation rules exist for a reason. We can't go rogue for every lost cause. Jake tried not to clench his fists. They're not a lost cause, they're people. And if we don't help, they die. Their star will explode inside 18 months. Hamilton's voice was cold. That's not our problem. The galaxy's full of problems. We look weak if we waste resources on species with nothing to offer. Dr. Kate Sullivan, Earth's top xenobiologist, was present. With respect, Secretary, the Zalani's biology is unique. They could help us develop new medicines, even teach us to survive. Underwater. But even if they couldn't, we'd still be the only ones willing to save them. Is that who we are? A journalist, Ryan Webb, asked the question Jake couldn't ignore. 12 species have asked the Federation for help in the last 50 years. All 12 denied. All extinct. Does humanity want to join that list as silent witnesses? President. Rodriguez looked at the data, the desperate messages, and the timeline. The council debated for hours. Outside, public protests grew as the media broke the story. Help them. Read the signs. Humanity doesn't turn away. Late that night, the council emerged. The president spoke simply, her voice broadcast across the world. We will rescue the Zalani. Not for profit, not for power, but because it is right. The price of defiance. The rescue fleet was assembled in record time, 3 vast colony ships. Underwater habitats borrowed and repurposed. Shuttles adapted to function in crushing oceanic depths. Engineers and medics worked through sleepless nights, buoyed by a new sense of purpose. But the galaxy didn't like surprises. The Arcturan Republic sent warnings. The Centauri Alliance threatened sanctions. The Krillian Empire, brutal and proud, sent warships to observe a blockade by any of the named as the human fleet arrived. Krillian destroyers loomed at the system's edge. Jake stood on the Defender's bridge, sweat prickling his skin. Amy Carter monitored Federation channels, intercepting threats and ultimatums. Ben Parker rerouted power to shields, just in case. A message came through, Counselor Vexia, the Zalani, her voice trembling with hope and dread. Human friends, Krillian ships have arrived. They threaten to fire if we try to leave. We're afraid. Jake's jaw tightened. Tell them, we're not leaving without you. Webb's media, BROADCASTS, went viral across the Federation. On Earth and distant colonies, people rallied marches, messages, donations. Humanity stands for life, blared the headlines. The Federation Council wavered, but did not intervene in the tense starlight. The first wave of Zalani refugees was loaded. The Krillian warships powered their weapons, but did not fire. Humanity's courage and the eyes of the galaxy held them at bay. Asterisk. Between stars and extinction, the evacuation became a gauntlet, a race against time and sabotage. The Krillians harassed the rescue ships, sending drones to interfere, broadcasting. Threats on open frequencies. Amy Carter detected a Krillian drone swarm and scrambled the Defender's fighters. Ben Parker, working beside Zalani techs, found a way to jam the enemy signals using only hacked underwater transmitters. On the third trip, disaster struck. A Krillian ship fired, striking the Mercy. Jake threw his ship between the attacker and the crippled vessel, absorbing the barrage until the Krillians stood down. Some humans in Zalani died in the chaos. The losses stung. On New Pacifica, the first evacuees wept as they saw their new home, a world of blue oceans and alien sky. But also hope. Broadcasts from Ryan Webb inspired even Krillian citizens to question their orders. Small powers in the galaxy called for peace. Amy relayed a message from an Arcturan ship. You have shown what we could not. As the star sent its final deadly flare, the last group of Zalani was loaded. Jake and his crew stayed to the end, shuttling survivors as the world boiled beneath them, leaving only memories and gratitude. A new beginning, a changed galaxy in the aftermath. The Krillians and Federation allies demanded punishment for humanity's defiance. President Rodriguez gave a speech that swept the networks. If standing for life is a crime, we are guilty. We did what was right, not what was easy. The Zalani built new underwater cities on New Pacifica, teaching humans secrets of deep-sea survival and medicine. In return, humans gave them protection, citizenship, and new hope. Across the galaxy, the reputation of humanity changed. From upstart newcomers to moral leaders, Earth became a symbol for every small and vulnerable species. Oppressed worlds sent messages, asking for help, for guidance, for hope. The crew of the Defender became legends. Jake, Amy, Ben, and Dr. Sullivan stayed together, always seeking the next signal from the unknown. They had rewritten history, not with war, not with conquest, but with courage and kindness. And as they set course for another distant star, Jake, Morrison knew. Sometimes the bravest act isn't fighting an enemy. It's standing between the helpless and oblivion, and refusing to move. Asterisk.